right, everyone. Welcome back to the show. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that's often overlooked but is crucial for building wealth and living a fulfilling life: financial literacy. We're going to explore some ideas from Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He argues that earning money is a science that isn't really taught in schools. Wild, right?
Yeah, like, what do you mean by a science? Is it something like physics or chemistry, or more like a formula to crack?
Great question. It's more about the mindset, really. Kiyosaki points out how schools often prepare us to be employees, instilling middle-class values that can keep some people trapped in a cycle of poverty. Imagine if you only ever learned to be a cog in the machine. How do you create your own machine and break free?
Wow, so it's like being on an assembly line, huh? Just doing your job and never thinking about the whole factory? But how does someone break out of that?
Exactly. Kiyosaki shares an anecdote from his life that's really telling. He and his friend Mike went to Mike's dad, who he calls Rich Dad, for advice on making money. Here's the twist. Rich Dad didn't finish 8th grade, yet he ran successful businesses. This shows that traditional education isn't always the path to financial wisdom.
That's surprising. It's like all those years in school and they don't teach you what you really need to know. So how did they learn from him?
Rich Dad told the boys that he would teach them about making money, but only if they worked for him. Practical experience was key, so they worked at a small supermarket for minimal pay, learning crucial lessons about dusting off shelves and restocking.
That sounds kind of boring. I mean, who wants to do that? Was that part of the lesson?
Absolutely, and that's the point. Life can feel mundane, but those tedious tasks can teach valuable life skills. Kiyosaki often wanted to quit due to low wages, but Rich Dad aimed to instill persistence. It reminds me of how training for a sport can be super grueling but pays off in the end.
Right? Like when athletes wake up at, 5 a.m. and freezing cold to train. But what's the takeaway from Kiyosaki's work?
The key takeaway is understanding the difference between assets and liabilities. Kiyosaki defines assets as things that put money into your pocket, while liabilities take money out. For instance, investing in a rental property is an asset because it generates income, but buying a new car that depreciates is more of a liability.
Whoa, that makes so much sense. I've heard people say a house is an asset, but if it doesn't generate income, is it really?
Right on. Kiyosaki emphasizes cultivating a mindset focused on creating opportunities, rather than just chasing jobs and paychecks. He shares a story about him and Mike starting a library project where kids paid to read comic books. They learned entrepreneurial skills, but eventually had to close it due to conflicts.
That's kind of cool. They were trying to create their own income at such a young age. So how does Kiyosaki suggest people tackle fears and obstacles?
Kiyosaki identifies fear, cynicism, laziness, and bad habits as major obstacles. He challenges listeners to confront these issues head-on. It's kind of like what an athlete faces when they're training. It's not just physical, but mental challenges too. Overcoming those is vital for achieving true financial freedom.
OMG, that's a huge takeaway. Facing fears like a hero in a movie, like fighting through doubt to save the world.
Exactly. And remember, it all ties back into financial literacy. It's about understanding that wealth isn't just what you earn, it's about knowing how to manage it and grow over time.
Wow, I feel like I'm getting an MBA right here. This is so enlightening. So how do we start making changes in our financial mindset?
It starts with education. Self-education if necessary. Seek out resources, read books, engage with communities focused on financial empowerment. Be proactive. Just like in sports, practice makes perfect. Or at least better.
Love that. What are some resources you recommend for getting started?
Ooh, there are so many. Kiyosaki's books are a great start, along with The Millionaire Next Door or The Richest Man in Babylon. They offer different perspectives on building wealth and understanding finance.
All right, I'm totally diving into those. This conversation has been so eye-opening and inspiring. Can't wait to apply these lessons.
Absolutely. Remember, it's all about creating your path, one step at a time. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Let's keep the conversation going. Financial literacy is a journey we're all on together.
Yeah, can't wait to explore more on this journey.
Dads play a crucial role in shaping our society and the future of our kids. They are not just providers, they are mentors, role models, and emotional anchors. Research shows that children with involved fathers are more likely to excel academically, develop better social skills, and have higher self-esteem. Dads teach resilience through their actions, showing kids how to face challenges head-on. They foster creativity by encouraging exploration and curiosity. In a world that often feels chaotic, a dad's presence can provide stability and security. By being engaged, they help break cycles of negativity, promoting healthier relationships and communities. Ultimately, when dads step up, they don't just transform their children's lives. They help shape a better future for us all.
In my book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I share the story of my life growing up with two father figures, my biological father, Poor Dad, and the father of my best friend, Rich Dad. These two men had a profound impact on my understanding of money, work, and life. They were both influential in shaping my beliefs, but in very different ways. Their contrasting philosophies provided me with a unique perspective on financial success and personal fulfillment. Both men were hardworking and successful in their own right, but they held contrasting views on money and wealth. My poor dad, who was my biological father, valued education and job security above all else. He believed that the path to financial stability was through academic excellence and a steady, well-paying job. On the other hand, my rich dad, who was my best friend's father, had a very different approach. He was an entrepreneur who believed in the power of financial education and the importance of building assets that generate income. My poor dad, a highly educated man with a secure job, believed in working hard, getting good grades, and seeking financial security through a steady paycheck. He often emphasized the importance of climbing the corporate ladder and securing a stable position within a reputable company. His mantra was to work diligently, save money, and avoid unnecessary risks. He often said, "Money doesn't grow on trees," and cautioned against taking risks. He was wary of investments and believed that the stock market was akin to gambling. His focus was on job security and the traditional route of earning a living. This mindset, while safe, often led to financial limitations and a constant struggle to make ends meet. Rich Dad, on the other hand, was a self-made entrepreneur who believed in the power of financial education and building assets that generate income. He taught me the importance of understanding how money works and how to make it work for you. He encouraged me to think outside the box, to take calculated risks, and to invest in opportunities that could yield significant returns. He taught me that the rich don't work for money, money works for them. This principle was a game changer for me. It shifted my mindset from seeking job security to seeking financial independence. Rich Dad's lessons were about creating wealth through investments, real estate, and owning businesses. He believed that true financial freedom comes from having your money generate more money, allowing you to live life on your own terms. Through the contrasting lessons of my two dads, I learned that financial freedom is not about how much money you earn, but about how you manage it and what you make it work for you. Their differing perspectives taught me the value of financial literacy and the importance of making informed decisions about money. Ultimately, it is not the amount of money you make, but how you use it to create opportunities and build a secure future that defines true financial success. One of the most important lessons I learned from Rich Dad was the difference between assets and liabilities. This distinction is not just a financial technicality, it is the foundation upon which financial freedom is built. Understanding this difference can change the way you look at money and wealth forever. This fundamental concept is crucial for understanding how to build wealth. Without this knowledge, you might find yourself working hard all your life and still not achieving financial independence. An asset is something that puts money in your pocket. It generates income or appreciates in value over time. Assets work for you even when you're not actively working. They are the key to creating passive income streams. Examples of assets include businesses that don't require your constant presence, like rental properties and dividend-paying stocks, real estate, and other investments that grow in value. These assets can provide a steady stream of income, allowing you to focus on other ventures or simply enjoy your life. Intellectual property such as books, patents, and trademarks also falls into the category of assets. These can generate royalties and licensing fees, providing ongoing revenue without requiring your daily involvement. A liability, on the other hand, takes money out of your pocket. It costs you money to own or maintain. Liabilities drain your resources and can prevent you from achieving financial freedom. Liabilities include your house, unless it generates rental income, your car, and other possessions that require ongoing expenses. These are often mistaken for assets because they have value, but they do not contribute to your financial growth. Consumer debt, like credit cards and student loans, are also liabilities. They require regular payments and often come with high interest rates, which can significantly impact your financial health. Most people are stuck in the rat race because they spend their lives buying liabilities that they think are assets. They work hard to earn money, and then they use that money to buy things that cost them even more money. This cycle keeps them financially trapped. They work hard to earn money, and then they use that money to buy things that cost them even more money. Breaking free from this cycle requires a shift in mindset. By focusing on acquiring assets and minimizing liabilities, you can start to build true wealth and achieve financial independence. The rat race is a cycle of working, earning, and spending that traps many people in a life of financial struggle. Day in and day out, they find themselves caught in a never-ending loop, where their hard work seems to only maintain their current status rather than improve it. They work hard to earn a paycheck, but their expenses always seem to keep pace with their income, making it difficult to get ahead. Every raise or bonus is quickly absorbed by higher living costs, unexpected expenses, or lifestyle inflation. This constant balancing act leaves them with little to no savings, and often they find themselves living paycheck to paycheck. The stress of financial insecurity can take a toll on their mental and physical health. This cycle is often perpetuated by a lack of financial education and a fear of taking risks. Many people are not taught the basics of personal finance, investing, or wealth-building strategies in school or at home. People are taught to go to school, get a good job, and live within their means. While this advice is well-intentioned, it often leads to a life of financial mediocrity. While there's nothing inherently wrong with this approach, it rarely leads to financial freedom. Living within your means is important, but it shouldn't be the end goal. True financial freedom comes from having the ability to make choices without being constrained by money. To break free from the rat race, you need to change your mindset about money. This involves understanding the difference between assets and liabilities and focusing on acquiring the former. Instead of working for money, you need to make money work for you. This means investing in assets that generate passive income, such as stocks, real estate, or businesses. This means acquiring assets that generate passive income and focusing on building wealth rather than simply earning a paycheck. By doing so, you can create multiple streams of income and achieve financial independence. Financial education is not something that is typically taught in schools. Most people learn about money from their parents, who may or may not have a strong understanding of personal finance themselves. The problem with this is that if you don't understand how money works, you're more likely to make poor financial decisions. You might overspend, accumulate debt, or miss out on investment opportunities. Investing in your financial education is one of the best things you can do for yourself. This doesn't necessarily mean getting a degree in finance. There are plenty of books, courses, and resources available to help you learn the basics of budgeting, investing, and wealth building. Section 5. Breaking free. Building your asset column. To achieve financial freedom, you need to focus on building your asset column. This means acquiring assets that generate income or appreciate in value over time. Here are some practical steps you can take. First, reduce your liabilities. Take inventory of your expenses and identify areas where you can cut back. Pay down high-interest debt as quickly as possible. Next, start saving. Aim to save at least 10% of your income each month. This will give you a financial cushion and provide capital for future investments. Also, invest in your education. Learn about different asset classes and investment strategies. Consider taking courses, attending seminars, or reading books on personal finance. Building wealth takes time and effort, but it's an achievable goal for anyone willing to learn and take action. Section 6. Overcoming fear and taking risks. One of the biggest obstacles to financial freedom is fear. Many people are afraid of taking risks, whether it's investing in the stock market, starting a business, or simply changing careers. While it's important to be calculated in your decisions, it's also important to remember that the biggest risk is often not taking any risks at all. If you play it safe your entire life, you'll likely miss out on opportunities for growth and financial abundance. Of course, not all risks are created equal. It's crucial to do your research, weigh the potential rewards against the potential downsides, and make informed decisions. Section 7. Real estate, a powerful vehicle for wealth. Real estate can be a powerful vehicle for building wealth. It offers several advantages, including cash flow. Rental properties can generate passive income, which is money you earn without actively working for it. Appreciation. Real estate tends to appreciate in value over time, especially in desirable locations. Tax advantages. There are several tax benefits associated with owning real estate, such as deductions for mortgage interest and property taxes. Investing in real estate does come with its own set of challenges, such as property management and market fluctuations. However, with careful planning and due diligence, it can be a lucrative way to build long-term wealth. Section 8. Building businesses and investing in your future. Starting and growing a business can be another path to financial freedom. It allows you to be your own boss, control your income potential, and create something of value. Investing in your education and skills is also crucial for long-term financial success. The more you learn and grow, the more valuable you become to employers or clients. Remember, building wealth is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It requires patience, discipline, and a willingness to learn and adapt along the way. Section 9. Conclusion. Your journey to financial